The history of the Nature Coast Botanical Gardens begins in the 1990s. The Spring Hill Garden Club had a small piece of land at the Lake House on Kenlake Avenue which they used as a nursery for members to propagate plants and sell to the public. Hernando County had a 4.5-acre tract of land off Parker Avenue and wanted to create a county park. This 4.5 acres was too small for a park, but the Lake House property was large enough for their plans. On November 15, 1994, the club entered into a 99-year lease agreement with the Board of County Commissioners of Hernando for the 4.5 acres of scrub on Parker Avenue. The property would be used for a plant nursery and botanical garden. 1 acre of the property was cleared for the plant nursery, including restrooms and a paved parking area. This parking lot was funded by a fundraiser chaired by Gloria Nadeau, and the bathroom building was built with a donation of labor and materials. As of 2019, we have 22 themed gardens maintained by club members and community volunteers. Each year new additions are added to individual gardens. There is always something new to see. 1996. Several of the pioneers, Jim Erickson and Tom Braun, in a joint effort, put in the original sprinkler system and added electricity to the gardens. In the years since then, the infrastructure elements have been added to and changed to accommodate the growing gardens. 1997. Full preparation of the land began in 1997. This was an extension of the club's ongoing dedication to beautify the county. A grant from the Southwest Florida Water Management District provided the first appreciable money to start major work on the gardens. The main path around the garden was made/designed from remnants of a previous fire prevention plowing to create a fire break in the community. There are still some trees in the garden that show fire damage from that time. 1999. The first plant sale at our new location was held on April 21, 1999. 2001. In 2001, Ed Howells became the first garden/project manager, and clearing of the remaining property began for the establishment of the Nature Coast Botanical Gardens, formerly named the Hernando Company Botanical Garden. By March of 2004, there were 6 gardens complete and several more in the works. The first garden was created of the Memorial Garden by Don Howell in 2002. This was followed by a wildflower garden designed by Don Kubiak at the entrance. The gardens have remained very close to the original map first printed. The waterfall was built by Rick and Tina Burkett, owners of Burkett Pond Builders, and plants were donated by Spring Hill Rare Fruit Council, the Native Plant Society, and the Garden Nursery. There was a large pile of tree trimmings and chopped trees that had begun to decompose at the side of the property, and the early pioneers of the garden saw not a pile of rubble, but a beautiful hill with a waterfall and pond. The Children's Herb Garden, June 2003. A depression in the grass garden, which now features the rain curtain, was dug by Jim Erickson at the request of Ethel DeVaugh, the first nursery manager, for a fish pond. However, the pond never materialized, leaving a hole and lots of speculation over the years as to how it got there. Sinkhole? While writing this history and interviewing our founders, Jim finally told us the true story. Don Kubiak designed the Desert Garden, which was the 7th garden completed in March 2003 with a grant of $4,800 from SW Florida Water Management. 2004. The Rose Garden was planted as a memorial to Diane Fisher's sister. And the gazebo in the garden was a gift from Gloria Nadeau in memory of her husband in June 2004. The first wedding held in the garden was Gloria's son. The Fantasy Garden was created as a memorial to a daughter who died young. Members of the Hernando Computer Club created a koi pond in ceramics, and several benches and tables throughout the gardens. Dick Keller built the structure in what is now the Asian Garden. This is a beautiful place for a wedding. Tom Howard has been adding fun things to this garden. Make sure to look for his birds hanging in the trees. Don Kubiak donated the Obelisk Garden. 2005. The fence around the gardens was done in 2005 with a $19,000 county-funded project after negotiations between the county board and Jim Erickson with the help of Don Kubiak. 2006. The Native Plant Garden was started in 2006 with the bridge over the pond donated by Home Depot. Many of the bromeliads in the bromeliad garden were donated by Kathy Lockwood, the nursery manager. The Orchard Garden began in 2006 by the Erickson family. It would show the varieties of fruits and berries for the Florida garden. 2008. The original well in the nursery went dry, so a new well was dug at the southeast end of the greenhouse. They never found water there, so another well was dug just inside the fence line by the parking lot. This drilling was done by Spring Hill Well Drilling, Vince Kaka, at a cost of $4,475. 2012. We have other organizations to help in maintaining these beautiful gardens. In 2012, the Hernando Computer Club agreed to maintain the Fantasy Garden, and the Hernando chapter of the Florida Native Plant Society agreed to maintain the Native Plant Garden. 2016. Sadly, in 2016 the beautiful oak tree in the entrance circle had to be taken down. It has been missed, but a new silk floss tree was added, but it will take some years to mature to its full beauty. 2017. In 2017 a major project began to create a brick path on the main circle around the garden, making the gardens accessible to mobility-challenged individuals. After a successful fundraiser, several very generous anonymous donations, and several small grants, this project was completed in 2019. Brian Feel, a woodcarver and garden club member, worked hard to reclaim a dead tree trunk in the picnic area. The wood spirit is said to be lord of the forest and natural things. Seeing one is said to be quite a lucky thing, and European villagers used to go out on regular hunts, hoping to find a wood spirit to foretell the future of their village. Also in 2017, a complete renovation of the benches in the nursery was completed. This really cleaned up the nursery and makes it much easier to keep the benches cleaned. Previously the old wood and concrete block benches had to be power washed several times a year. 2018. This year a new garden was opened at the Welcome Center. This enabling garden is especially designed for those who have disabilities, making gardening on the ground almost impossible. The ARC organization now takes care of this garden. Mary Wuest, garden manager, asked a garden club member and artist, Mary Scarpelli, to paint some cheery flowers on the concrete structure to enhance the Welcome Center. 2019. A beautiful rain curtain in the ornamental grass garden was installed in 2019, the creation of Michelle Del Vecchio. 2020. 2020 is a very busy year. Our original plan was to pave both parking lots, however after having the septic system cleaned, for the first time in 20-some years, we found that the mulch lot must remain mulched. The main lot was repaved in late April. Tom Howard designed and built Tom's birds and installed them all around the gardens. Keep your eyes open to find them all. The toucan is interactive, just pull the wire hanging and he will fly. You have to look hard to find the hummingbird in the butterfly garden. Tom and his crew also saved the tree spirit that had been rotting with the tree it was carved into. Tom's birds have increased with the addition of a giant butterfly in the butterfly garden. The bamboo frame will be covered with vines. Even the COVID-19 pandemic can't keep our volunteers down. The greenhouse benches were rotting away after 15+ years, so they were replaced in late April. We lost the big tree by the back gate to the nursery, but Kathy, the nursery manager, decided to turn it into a giant trellis with vines. The tree people, A to Z, pruned the tree into a Halloween tree. Now we wait for the vines to take over. After a week the dead tree started sprouting new leaves, however by August it decided to die again. The featured tree in the bromeliad garden broke in half in April. Now we wait to see if the loss of shade will alter the beautiful garden. Craig and Lori Samuel are working hard to repair the damage. A new live oak tree was purchased for $450 in mid-May, but it will be many years before it provides shade. A shade cloth was hung to help keep the sun off the plants. Now we wait for the tree to grow. The bromeliad garden suffered a second large tree limb down in August. The entire centerpiece tree will have to come down. We are hoping that a wood carving can be done with the trunk. Make sure to arrow down to March of 2021. The tree is becoming a bird family. Finally, a vehicle to pick up plants for our sales. Purchased in June of 2020 for $6,500, plus some updating paid for with donation monies. It is a 2001 Ford E150, big enough for plants and small enough for vertically challenged nursery managers. $6,000 was funded by anonymous donations. Kathy W. and Mary W. painted the bumpers and it looks great, especially with the logo on the side. The first plant buying trip was a success, we filled it full. A new garden organ donors commemorative garden has been added just beyond the Welcome Center. It is a peaceful place to sit and share memories of loved ones. 2021. After the huge oak tree went down in the bromeliad garden, we needed to get shade back for the plants. Beginning the December 2020 and finishing in March 2021, we have 2 new pergolas. They should last long enough for the new trees to get big enough to produce shade, and they look so good we will probably leave them up till they rot. You can see the bird carving from the oak tree that fell in the center top picture. Recycling at its best. March 2021. Doug, Matt, Hugh, Tom, and Josh are rebuilding the train and waterfall garden. After many years the track bed was rotting and the waterfall had leaks and was overgrown. When it was cleaned out we found many beautiful things that had not been seen for years. The village is still under construction. Thank you to Save on Landscaping for cleaning and repairing the waterfall. April 2021. The new landscaping and train village is complete. Doug has created an entire village from miniature plantings and lots of buildings, people, vignettes, and a circus complete with animals. May to June 2021. A generous donor is funding the carving of the large tree stump left in the bromeliad garden from storm damage last year. Gil Watson from Hamasasa is creating a beautiful bird sculpture. It is amazing to see what the tree tells him. July to December 2021. Finally, pavilions in the picnic area are complete. Now when you reserve the area you will have cover if the weather gets bad. We hope you will all enjoy the new addition. There is a 16 by 24 foot covered section with tables and a floor and a ramp for wheelchair access. December 2021. New benches in the propagation area of the nursery, raised up and no more cement blocks. Our backs thank the boys that built them. Tom, Hugh, Renee, and new Josh. March 2022. Sadly, Tom Howard, of Tom's Birds fame, flew to his home in heaven March 13th. He will be very much missed at the gardens, especially for his creative and energetic ideas. May 2022. We commissioned Jesse Kasabian to create a mural on the back of the bathroom in the nursery to hide the building. His work is beautiful. July 2022. Peter and Company added a bamboo arbor to enter the secret garden and a 3-tiered fountain/planter just beyond the arbor. December 2022. On the brighter side, we purchased 2 beautiful hanging basket racks for the nursery. The old rack was finally rusting away. Well pump replacement in the nursery. The well pump in the nursery needed to be replaced at a cost of $4,800, and after contacting Jim Erickson we found out the history of the wells. The well in the back of the coffee station just went dry. Guessing, but over 15 years ago. The next well was drilled at the southeast corner of the greenhouse. This was dry from the start. Filled in. Next was the nursery well. This was piped over to the first well's holding tank. I don't know how old it is, but 15 to 20 would be my guess. The well, I think, has had the pump pulled, but I don't recall that it was replaced. No, there has been leaks in the above ground filter tank. You're just testing my 90-year-old mind. Recall, hope I passed. February 2023. Someone tried to steal the donation box. They did not succeed but did damage the box. We purchased new metal, much thicker, and Randy and Sons Automotive of Hudson, Mike, donated the welding to put it all together for us. Thank you, Mike. Walkway in the grass garden and rain curtain. The wood walkway was rotting away and Peter Beckman and his crew replaced the old wood with Trex planks and a new gravel base. Gazebo in the rose garden has been repaired and restained. Josh did the repairs and we hired Greg Watkins to restain. August/September 2023. The decking on the bridge over the large pond was rotting away. Home Depot donated new vinyl planks to replace it. Thank you, Home Depot. Kathy and Angela are hard at work putting it back together. Also, the pump in the pond failed and a new stronger pump was added. August 2023. A new fence was added to make a storage area for our large equipment. This cleaned up the nursery area for more plants. You can purchase an engraved brick which can be placed in the gardens. The memorial garden contains those in memory of individuals. The butterfly garden contains those in commemoration of clubs/events/individuals. The pet memorial garden is a place to remember your 4-legged best friend. Income derived from the sale of plants in the nursery, engraved bricks, hosting of weddings, and special events, as well as grants and donations have enabled us to transform the gardens into an oasis of charm and beauty.